Hey, everybody, welcome to the MURCA Guns and Freedom Podcast with your host, me, the Yankee Marshal. As always, this is just an open conversation, a place you can come and chat with like-minded individuals about common interests. You can talk amongst yourselves there in the live chat all you want. Don't even have to talk to me. But if you want to talk to me, that's why I'm here. So I'm accessible. So if you disagree with something I say, you think I've been wrong about something, you think my opinion is faulty, whatever, come in, let me know. We can even do an episode of Spank the Yank if you want to tell me off good, educate me. I welcome it. I encourage it. Please do it. Otherwise, you can just ask me questions, suggest topics, whatever you want to talk about. It can be about anything. We're gun-centric here, but it can be about wrestling, cars, pets, whatever. It's up to you. You ask. It's your time. It's your dime, I like to say. Except it's not the dime for most of you, because most of you are freaking freeloaders. You're not paying nothing to be here. Although unless you're a follower of Phil, then if you're a good follower of Phil, where weapons are his religion. It's kind of like being a Mandalorian. If you're a follower of Phil, you're on that scroll at the end of all the videos. Well, then you're not a freeloader. You've been paying, and you're probably paying your tithe so he doesn't blow away your trailer with your baby in it. So keep up the good work, keep doing that. Most of you haven't been doing it. If all of you were doing that, I'd be doing pretty well right now. We'd be sitting on a pile of money for the Pets and Vets program. We'd be able to help us more animals. If you all were just better Philistines. But I think it's like the lazy man religion. Well, I got to start being like one of them televangelists that says you're going to go to fucking hell if you don't give me all your money. One of those people. I don't know if I could do that, though. I don't know if I can take advantage of people. I've thought about it. I'm like, there's all kinds of ways to, like milk old people out of their money and stupid people out of their money. But I'm like, I'd feel bad. It's like kicking a puppy, kind of. But as I was saying, let's get on with the conversation here. I always like to start the conversation by reading the names of people who have bought merchandise, because that goes to support TYMP. Things like the Tacti-Tard Turtle here. We got our favorite little Tacti-Tard Turtle right here. He's got his sleeve of tattoos. He's got his AR. He's carrying his Glock there. He's got his Punisher cap on, his sunglasses. He's got his operator beard. Couldn't be more tactical than this Tacti-Tard Turtle. So going over by yourself, or the hat. I got, this is not gun related. It's just, it says believeth. It's Bigfoot Jesus. So go over and get yourself a Bigfoot Jesus t-shirt or hat or something. If you like the Bigfoots. I really do like Bigfoot. I'm a big cryptids fan. If anybody doesn't know that about me, I'm a huge cryptids fan, comic book fan. I got a room in my house that's completely dedicated to Bigfoot. I got a giant, I forget how tall, I think things like 9 feet tall out in my front yard of Bigfoot. I know I put it in a 8-foot truck bed and it's stuck clear out the end. So, and the thing weighs a fucking ton. It's solid walnut, so it's a heavy beast. All right, let's get on with what we were doing. Phil Vanderwerf. Is that a name? Vanderwerf? What did he get? Oh, and he's got to be put on the Church of Phil because he just bought some Phil merchandise. Let's see. How do you spell his name? That's a weird name. Philip. I can spell Philip. Vanderwerf. And it capitalized the W. So Philip Vanderwerf. That's an odd name, but he's in there now. He's in the Church of Phil. He is one of the Philistines. He'll be on the scroll at the end of all my videos. If you want to be on the scroll, go buy some merchandise from the Church of Phil section of my website. You can get to everything. Oh, and I didn't do that, did I? And I got it covered. If you go to TYMPpistolproject.com right here, TYMPpistolproject.com, you can do everything you need to do for my channel over there. You can enter the silver bullet drawing giveaway. It's right there on the top of the page now. You go over there, you can do that. You can become a Patreon member. You can become a Subscribe member. You can just donate. You can register to be a recipient of TYMPPP. There's a link to go buy merch like Tacti-Tard Turtle or Bigfoot Jesus. So go on over there, do all that, help support the channel and the programs we support. And now I've done that. Let's go. I do have to read. We got some patronage coming in. B Huff became a member over on Patreon. Shane Del Lauder became a member on Patreon. A posse member, actually, as did B Huff. And Christopher Miles became a friend over on Patreon. So we got some new people on Patreon. And Christian Carlson upped his membership. All right. Now let's get over to the question, see if we got anything coming in. I think we got some coming in through YouTube still from the open chat earlier. Let me get over there real quick. Yes. Jormungand 13324. I know it's late, but I'd go for the Ruger Security 9 compact for the carry gun. I already have the full size. Well, that's a nice choice. And I think we mentioned, I think I said the Security 9 was one of the good options in that price range. But if you're wondering, if you're watching this, listening to this podcast, our segment we do before this, the topic was, if you had $350 to spend on a carry gun, what would be your choice? So that's what he's answering right there. He's just answering it a little late. I'm going to see here now. What do we got? Anything coming over on the other page? Let's see. Activities, all transactions, activities. What is today's date? Today is the 25th. We got, what's that? Oh, Tim Fast Salami. Looks like he did a Phil Tithe here, and he says, you were talking about the Beretta APX1 carry gun. It's an okay gun. Mine shoots low. Red dot fixes that. Well, that's good. Must mean the sights are a little, probably need to file a little front off the front sight. Bring that front end up a little bit. Just a couple with a file and then some liquid bluing on it, and it should be fine. He did that last night. He chimed in with that. And I think he sent me a picture of the gun that he owns. Because I remember, why is he sending me this? Dale Rickety chimed in and said, all hail Phil. Yes, all hail Phil. Yeah. And if you aren't hailing Phil properly, you aren't paying your proper respects to Phil, I hope he comes after your ass. He doesn't ask much of you. He asks you to pay a minimum of $2 every time you enjoy this hour and something of entertainment every day. I do between both chats combined. Oh, and I do videos on top of it every day. All he's asking is $2 to help save the lives of pets in need. That's all he asks. He doesn't ask much. He doesn't really pay much attention to us, to be honest. But John Heasley chimed in, got him another entry into the super secret, double super secret rock drawing that we can't talk about, and entries into the silver bull drawing. Said, I sent you an email subject, new shirt. What's it going to take a month to get? What's it going to take a month to get my new gun? LMAO. It's going to take however long it takes me to figure out how to do the engraving. But Caden is off. He has a string of days off starting this coming Sunday, where he's off Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and he's supposed to help me do the engraving on those days. So, because I've got the machine, I've got the snap maker, I can do the 3D printing and the engraving and stuff. I just don't know how to do it. So he's going to help me with that. I could probably figure it out, but why risk learning something new and forgetting something old? Back to transactions. Manuel Fernandez, Pinch My Vampire, chimed in and said, my Taurus 605 was $500. Yeah, now you can get them for like $350. You can get them for like $350 now. Regularly. John M. Mandrick, I think it's because they got the new ones out and stuff like the Toros and everything. That helped lower the price a little bit. Last night you clarified beans with red meat, peas with pork. What about chicken? Corn is with chicken. Any of the white meats get corn. So other than pork, the other white meat. The chicken, poultry, that gets corn. They eat corn. Corn goes with them. It's green beans with red meat, peas with pork. It's not hard to figure out, people. Learn the rules. Stop being insane, people, putting the wrong vegetables with the wrong meat. It drives my OCD crazy. Drives me up a wall. It fills me with rage. I have to swallow all that rage. That was Johnny Mandrick, by the way, who was talking about the vegetables going with what things. Then we got Jason Thompson, Officer Tater Hater, paying his $2 tithe to Phil. And he said, sent emails, YouTube and the Shots Fired podcast do not like my comments about police accountability. No, because your comments are a little bit crazy. They're vulgar. They're not polite conversation. Makes me blush when I read them. Makes me blush. Lucas Imes also chimed in with his $2 tithe to Phil and said, D&D, Dunkley Osteus and Dakota Raptor, you shaved, you look like a scrotum. That's why I don't shave. I don't look like a scrotum. I'm not all wrinkly. I have found the best way to prevent wrinkles in your old age is as you age, every year gain 5 pounds. And it fills out some of the wrinkles. So now, by the time I'm 70, I'm going to be 350 pounds, but still, it's worth it. I think so. I think it's worth it. Don't you think it's worth it? Not to be wrinkly. Of course, I'll have lots of rolls at that point, probably. I don't see me staying atoned to 350 pounds. All right. That catches me up with the super chats over here. Let me see if we're all still caught up over here. Pigar says, what vegetable with fish? Don't eat fish. Fish is a vegetable. Fish counts as a vegetable. So if you're eating fish, you need to have a meat to go with it. So, get something else because fish is not a meat. It's practically a vegetable. And Ron Swanson himself will back me up on that. Don't eat fish. They're gross. I wish I loved fish. I wish I liked seafood. I just don't. Now, it's odd, though, because I do like a nice bouillabaisse, like a seafood, like a chowder or a seafood soup or something like that. I can enjoy that. And I like crab legs. But sitting down just eating fish or just eating, scallops are gross. Don't like scallops. Don't like calamari. I used to like oysters on the half shell, but I think it was more of a social thing than it was anything else. Because you don't really have to eat those. You just kind of swallow them. You don't chew them. I've seen people make a mistake of trying to chew them. That's a mistake you never forget. So there you go on that. Let's see here. We got Kevin Payton weighing in on with his $2 tithe to Phil. See, there's a couple of you now that have done it. There's 130 people in here, and only about 5 people paid their tithe to Phil. Yeah, heathens. I swear to God, you're all going to hell. Well, no, Phil don't believe in hell. But he'll make your life on earth a hell. Hail, Phil. How about black-eyed peas and pork chops? Ugh, black-eyed peas are gross. No, thank you. No, thank you. Black-eyed peas, gross. Gross. Well, we ain't getting into that. That's not happening. All right, let's get over to the regular chat now. We're out of super chats. With all this shoplifting, I'm not sure if people with misdemeanors should have guns. Should shoplifting be a felony? Why is it so common these days? Well, for one, you got a lot of poor people, and the internet makes it real easy to sell stolen merchandise, so it opens up that market more. And plus, we've gotten to where our judicial system has gotten into the mindset of we only put away people for morality crimes more than anything else, so they can get away with it. We're too lenient on people. I'm still a believer in the if you show you're a consistent threat to society, even if it's not a violent threat, well, then you get put away somewhere for a while till you're rehabilitated, or put them on an island. That's why I think we should do with all people that are under the age of 25. Once your kids are, you raise your kids in your home until they're like 12. When they're not cute no more and they're actually going out on their own and they're annoying people, well, we take all of them once they turn 12. We find a big island somewhere. We put them all on that island. We have schools on that island, junior highs, high schools, college, all of them. They have dorms, and I'm not saying just like leave them on the beach. I'm like, put them in an organized educational system, not a penal colony. It's just an educational system. And then when they're 25 and they've graduated college and they're ready to be a part of society, they come back to the mainland. I don't see what's wrong with that. But people act like, oh, you're a fascist. I'm like, no, I don't think so. Unless you're under 25. Let's get back over here. I buy my gas in Idaho, save 60 cents per gallon. I have to go to Idaho 2 times per week anyway, so I fill up there. Well, see, if you're going there anyway, that makes sense to fill up there. Like it wouldn't make sense for me to drive to Portland to fill up on gas. I'd spend more than what I say. I'd spend 2 gallons of gas getting over there and back. I would not save that much by going over there and filling up. So it doesn't make any good. It's people who tell me like, I'll drive 20 miles out of my way to save 5 cents a gallon. All right, let's see. You buy 15 gallons, you save 5 cents. What did you save? $7, and you drove 20 miles out of the way. You drive a great big old truck. So you probably spent, if it's 20 miles out of your way, you got to come back too. So that's, at least probably 3 gallons of gas in that big old truck you're driving at 4 something a gallon. So you spent $12 to save 6. So yeah, people are bad at math. A lot of people fail the math test. But if you're going there anyway, well, then it means you're not making any extra miles and it's cheaper there where you're at. So you buy it there. Have you bought any new Colts yet? Kodiak Grizzly? No, I have not. I'm reluctant to buy the Grizzly. The Kodiak, I kind of still want to buy. I'm reluctant to buy the Grizzly because I'm thinking they might put it out in a smaller barrel. If they put that out in a smaller barrel, I think I'd like to have it in the smaller barrel. So I'm kind of waiting to see. And that's me justifying why I can't buy it right now because I'm poor. But I showed everybody before what I fell in love with at the gun shop today. So it's not that I don't want to buy something. It's just that I can't. I got to save I could have spent Django's surgery money today, like almost every penny of it, but I didn't. I'm a good person. I keep telling myself that. You're a good person. You're a good person. You're a good person. Don't go back and get that. You're a good person. Don't spend Django's surgery money. You're a good person. I don't know if I believe it or not, though. I'm having a hard time convincing myself because I don't know if I think I'm going to be like, yeah, you're not that good. Go get it. He can limp for another couple of months. That's how it's hard. It's hard being a good person sometimes. It really is. Like when you have to deal with John Heasley, that makes it hard being a good person. Or Welper. Oh, my God. Oh, no one ever did tell me who sent me this goddamn trigger. Where did it go? I think it's in there on my thing. But someone sent me Volker Defense trigger that they had on one of their guns, and then they took it off, and they sent it to me, and I've got it. I'm trying to decide what gun to put it on, but I don't know who sent it to me because the box it was with, when it came in, I kept it with the box, and then I live with a person who is insane and can't stand anything sitting around, so they threw the box away. Luckily, they kept the trigger and put it in the bowl on top of the desk in the entryway. But so I found the trigger, but I can't find the box that it came with. So I don't know, can't remember who sent it to me. Who sent me that damn trigger? I'm wondering. We got some people weighing in over here. Let's see. Lucas Iams chimed in again. What did he say this time? What do all your different revenue streams currently go to? Well, I only really have a few because YouTube, we don't really make much money on YouTube. It's just super chats, and that goes to pets and vets. Patreon used to be my main revenue source, but it's dropping now to where it's pretty much even with Subscribestar. But Patreon goes to the Voices program, which is where we don't, and that's just because it's easy because they just take it right out of your earnings for all the people you support on Subscribestar. And we, as a group, the Yankee Marshall Posse, we support a lot of gun channels. We don't support them, but we donate to them. Like we give $10 a month to a lot, $20 to a month to a lot. We give up to, I think, $100 is the most we give to one channel. But a lot of $5 donations too, and even some twos, like the big channels like Such and stuff. I think I'm a $2 donator on their channels. But we do that. That comes from Patreon. The friend budget, you know, how we do the friend drawings every month, that comes out of Patreon also, although it's getting close on that. And Pets and Vets is Patreon. So Patreon covers those. And then we have Subscribestar. Subscribestar is my other, that's a small one. You know, we got barely over 100 subscribers over there. That covers TYMP, except for one tier now that we have over there that is for Pets and Vets, and that's the TYMP Pet Defender. That's to supplement how short we are on Patreon. And then we have revenue from selling merchandise. That also goes to TYMP. Subscribestar covers about half of TYMP, a little more than half. And then the rest is made up by t-shirt sales, which we don't make a lot on that. Because like today we sold one order. I'll probably make he bought like 4 things though, but I only make like $3 profit off each one of them. So made like $12, and that's before they take out percentages. So we'll end up with like $9 of that. So that usually end up being about $10, $15 a day. So that has to cover the rest for TYMP. But so far it's been working. Like right now, we've got a little bit of a surplus on TYMP because when I made that one shirt that Nominal Snowman wanted me to make, we sold a whole fucking bunch of them. That really pumped us up a little bit in the TYMP. Lately, the shirts I'm making aren't selling at all. The last 2 shirts I made don't sell squat. I would like the Gadsden snake one, the one I said, tread on me again, I dare you. I thought people would buy that. No one's buying it. I never know what people are going to buy. I shouldn't be the one designing the shirts because no one ever buys the designs I make. The designs I like, well, I did do the mouse guns with the Mickey Mouse with the AK and the revolver. That one sold. That's my #1 selling shirt. I thought the Grindhouse Pete would sell because I think that's very cool. But I think I'm finding out a lot of people don't know who Peg Leg Pete is or watched Planet Terror because they don't seem to get it because they aren't buying that one. The couples therapy one sold fairly decently. The one with Mickey and Minnie that says, you know, a couple that trains together, remains together. That one sold fairly decently. And that one was just one I put together from 2 other, because that's just my girl power design and my mouse guns design kind of shoved together. The Revolutionary Mickey, where he's got the bandoliers and the shooting the guns in the air and stuff. I thought that one would sell. That one doesn't sell. So it's funny how the one where he's just plain Mickey with the gun sells great, or great for my channel. It means I've sold like 30 of them. That one, I think I've sold like 6. So I never know what's going to sell, but that's where the revenue streams go to. Those are my 3 streams of revenue, really. What little I get from YouTube goes right straight back to Pets and Vets, but it's inconsequential, actually. It used to be big. Used to be I'd get every month a check from YouTube about $3,000, $5,000 sometimes. Back in like 2012, I was making like $5,000 a month just off advertising on YouTube. Now my YouTube check is like $300 or something like that. We're not supposed to talk about these things. In fact, if you look here, where is it? Hold on. I want to see if I can share this with people. Not that. This. want to share this with people just so people think, they think that, these channels never tell how much they make because, they're afraid to say it. Well, no, it's also, there's things like this. Here's this here. Let me share this with you. Oh, nope, that's the wrong button. Now, most of them don't want you to know how much they make because they make a lot of money, and they know if you found out how much they made, you wouldn't give them any more money. But look at this right here. It is strictly prohibited to share provider reports with anyone except for tax authorities and your accountant. Please read terms and services and private policies for details. You are not allowed to talk about what you make on these programs. Like YouTube is very strict that you're not supposed to talk about what you make. You're only allowed to share it with like your accountant, and Subscribestar is the same. Patreon is the same. They are very strict about that, but I talk about it all the time and I ain't got any serious trouble yet. But you can completely lose your count for telling people how much you make. It's weird. I don't know why. You think they'd want you telling everybody, I make $1 million a year. Some of these bigger channels like Hickok, I make $1.5 million a year off this. They don't want you to tell anybody. All right, where was I at? Was I answering questions? Was I actually doing something? That was Lucas Himes, I think. Mark Lax chimed in here, got entry into the Silver Bullet drawing, and says, Ruger Max 9 or Security 9, I didn't pay Phil yesterday, and he cracked my windshield this morning. See, right there's testimony. That's what happens. You don't pay your tithe to Phil, he fucking throws rocks at your car. And you'll be like, where'd that rock come from? It came from heaven, basically. Well, the outer cosmos, because remember, he's outside of time and reality. So he can hurl a rock anywhere he wants at any time he wants. He can hurl 8 rocks at a time. So don't piss him off. And I guess he could hurl infinite number of rocks. Since time is meaningless to him, he could like throw 10 times from each arm and make those all go at the same time, overlap the times. And then that's 80 rocks coming at one time. So yeah, don't piss him off. People try him and then they find out. I hope he cracks all your windshields. I think there's about 120 people in here. I hope he cracks your fucking windshield. Maybe you'll learn a lesson like Mark Lax. You'll start to respect him. I sent you an email subject, new shirt. Oh, I never did do emails today. Did we get any emails today? I'm on the wrong. Here it is. Oh, he got his Wear Possum shirt. Here, hold on. Let me present this email. Share screen. No, yeah, window. Share. This is from John Heasley. He got his Wear Possum shirt. I do believe this one is Attack of the Wear Possum. See, it's a guy just standing out there in the field with his buddy. He starts to turn into a wear possum. He hisses. His buddy turns around to look at him, and he's playing dead. Because that's how dangerous wear possums are. Possums are peaceful creatures. Leave them alone. That's the whole point. The whole point of the series is to show that you shouldn't hurt possums. Even wear possums aren't dangerous. They're very beneficial. So that was from John Heasley. How do I get this out of here? There we go. Let me see. Are there any other emails I need to share? Truck stop. That's from. Here's the picture that Tim Fat Salami sent me. That ain't it. That ain't the button I wanted to push. No, that ain't it either. Cancel that. Here it is. Share screen. Window. Boom. This is the picture Tim Fat Salami sent me. See, I think these look really nice. I would like to give these out as the TYMP Triple P gun. If I could ever get to where I could afford as many of these as I can of the G3Cs, although the G3C might actually be a better gun, I don't know. But I just think that the Berettas, I'd like to give out the Beretta. But we do what we can afford. We do more than most channels do. You all, everybody involved, not everyone, a lot of you listen are freeloaders, but everybody that helps out, people that buy the merchandise and are Subscribe Star members, you're the one that buys those guns for everybody. So I got to be frugal with your money. I don't want to spend your money haphazardly. Even when we're doing like right now, when we got a little surplus, I don't want to like, oh, I'm going to up it to a different gun. I know, because then next month we won't have that surplus, and now I can't afford to buy any guns. So I don't want to do that. I got to be responsible and think long term. Did I read John Heasley's? Yeah, that was John Heasley's that sent that email. All righty, let's see here. Now we got Jonathan Aho chiming in with his $2 tithe to Phil, and he said nothing. We know he wouldn't say nothing. We know why too. All right, let's get back over to the chat over here. When I'm watching videos of Border Patrol agents escorting illegal immigrants off the country, I'm like, yeah, that's just the government weeding out the ones they don't need. Well, that's, I guess, part of it. But the ones they need, the ones that the whole thing at the border is mostly theater. The vast majority of people that get into the country that shouldn't be here are helped to come in, because it's like Governor DeWine in Ohio. He brought over all those Haitian immigrants. He brought them over to work in his family's factories. So imagine, and he's just a small bit of the problem. All these big corporate farms and everything, they bring their people up. They bring them up on trains, on boats, and everything else. So you're never going to stem the flow of illegal immigrant labor just putting up, even if you had an efficient wall at the border, it wouldn't stop 10% of the people, because they would get them here another way. So that's the problem. We need to strike at the source and go after the businesses that bring them in. Stop giving free services to them, because these, like in a state where they're like, well, illegal immigrants can have driver's license and can rent apartments and you can't discriminate against them and blah, blah, blah. Well, they're not doing that because they love human beings. They're doing that because the big industries in their states need these illegal immigrants to abuse and profit off of. So they make it to where they want to come there and stay, so that the big businesses will have enough manpower. They're not doing it out of the love of human beings. People think California cares about immigrants. No, California is a big agriculture state, needs all that fucking labor. So they bring them in so that the corporate farms could exploit them. It's got nothing to do with being liberal or being, humanitarian. It's all about catering to your big business cronies. That's all it is. If you live in a state where the big business is something else, they cater to them a different way. Like, even though Alabama and stuff are really, conservative, they still bring in a lot of immigrants because they got a lot of farms, chicken farms and stuff. Drive out to some of those chicken farms and look at the little shanty towns right outside these big corporate farms where they bring in the illegals and house them in these little shanty towns. It's just, you'd think you're in a third world. You're in Alabama. I think we are out of time. Let me go over here, make sure we're caught up on everything. I do believe we are. Jonathan Aho was the last one over there. P. Gar was the last one over here. So I want to say, I don't think we got to all the chats in the comment section, but sorry about that. I try, but you all ask me questions and I get rambly. So thanks everybody for coming. Thanks everybody kept the conversation rolling. I appreciate it. Thanks to everybody who helped support the programs, TYMP, Pets and Vets, Friends, Voices. It's really appreciated if you're a Subscribe Star member or a Patreon member. And remember, we are giving away the vampire rounds, the 4570 vampire rounds, to new members over on Patreon. And right now, there's only like 8 people entered into that drawing. So your chances of winning one is pretty good. So I want those odds to go down a bit. I don't want it to be so good. So I want some more people to join. So go over, help an animal in need, help fund our Pets and Vets program, and possibly win yourself a solid silver live round. Just for helping out a pet in need. You get entries and you could possibly win. Should be doing it for nothing. I shouldn't have to be offering anything. People should be doing it because they should be saying, this is the only channel that actually puts the money towards good stuff and can show they do. The only channel that actually helps provide families that can't afford a firearm, the means to defend themselves in their homes. You should want to participate just for that. Or so that Phil doesn't crack your windshield. You should want to participate just for those things. The stuff we give away, well, that's just a little bit of icing on top. which I don't like icing on cake. I just like the cake. So I don't want the icing. You can have the icing, but that's all it is. It's just icing on the cake. But like I said, thanks to everybody for everything you do. It's appreciated. I will see y'all again tomorrow. What is tomorrow? Tomorrow is Wednesday, so it'll be 7 p.m. tomorrow. So hope to see you there. Until then, remember, always carry and stay safe until I see you again.